So if we start at the Middle East, we see that the Europeans have activated this snapback sanctions on Iran, despite Iran's preparedness to engage again with the International Atomic Energy Agency. And it is interesting because both Russia and China considers this to be illegal, and it seems therefore that they will ignore the sanctions. For some, it seems that the decision by the Europeans appear to have set in motion steps that could be used by Israel and the US to attack Iran again. Do you see it the same way, or how are you assessing the situation in the Middle East?
It seems as though we're lined up for some sort of confrontation. And in the Middle East, I think you're going to get that. You'll see the outbreak of some war between Israel and Iran, and eventually it will include us. Now, where does that go? How does that turn out? It's too soon to know.
Well, I've seen some reports from, was it 3-4 weeks ago, that the United States have pulled out of 2 of its more vulnerable bases in Iraq, at least vulnerable to Iran. How likely do you think there is that we could be walking towards another Iran war?
Well, I predicted it would happen probably late September, beginning of October. It could take a little longer to come about, but I think we're on that road. Look, if you're Netanyahu, your calculus is as follows. Right now, he has absolutely undisputed control over the United States, Congress, the White House, and by definition, the American military and intelligence establishments. Now, how much longer that will last is probably on his mind. Israel and the Israel lobby have not endeared themselves to the American people. You have a number of other things happening inside the United States that have deeply troubled and in many cases angered Americans. Obviously, the Charlie Kirk assassination is one of those, because there are many, many people believe that Israel was prominent in orchestrating that. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea, and I'm not looking into it because I've got so much else to do. But that's a growing perception. The 9/11 issue has come back into force, and large numbers of people are beginning once again to point to Israel's heavy hand in that. This is all bad news for Mr. Netanyahu and his government and what's happening. Now, to that has to be added our fragile financial system and our flat lagging economy. Contrary to popular belief, whatever Trump says, no, we're not going gangbusters and the economy's not soaring. And our financial situation is very, very fragile. So if you're Mr. Netanyahu, you might as well take advantage of the opportunity that you have right now, which is to use the United States as the source of your military power and go after your principal adversary, which in their minds is Iran. Now, the problem with that is that there are other developments, and you're familiar with this. You know about the Saudi Pakistani Strategic Mutual Defense Pact. That's not really as much news as you would think. The Pakistanis have a long-standing relationship with the Saudis. The Saudis have pumped a lot of money into Pakistan, if for no other reason, to build lots of madrasas that are radical Islamist schools. Pakistan is in the forefront of this Islamism. So they have a mutual admiration society going. The Pakistanis, they have a very good reputation as soldiers. They're competent military people. The Saudis are not, and they're a nuclear-armed power. And the Pakistanis have always advertised their nuclear capability as the quote-unquote Islamic bomb. Now, Pakistan also has a very long-standing and close relationship with Turkey. And initially, Turkey, particularly Ataturk's Turkey, the secular state, was a model for Pakistan. Well, that has changed, obviously. And today, Turkey is much more Islamist, and their relations have grown closer. And Erdogan knows very, very much that if he needs a nuclear weapon, the Pakistanis will deliver it. So now you have 3 things happening. You've got the Turks and the Saudis working with the Pakistanis that could go nuclear very quickly as powers with nuclear warheads on missiles. Then you
سرچ مدیا